Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you how I created this sweet little card to send somebody well wishes after hurting themselves. I've used the Healing and Hugs stamp set, one of our online exclusives. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how to get started. I'm going to start with my stamping for this project, and I'm bringing in my little kitty and stamping it right there in the middle of a scrap piece. Then I'm going to be bringing in my sentiment and stamping it onto a strip of basic white, and of course leave a little room because we're going to be trimming that later when we put our card together. And last, I'm going to bring in these cute little footprints, and I am going to stamp a few of them here in the bottom of my inside panel, just for a little pop of color and bringing in that kitty feeling on the inside. I've got that finished, and I'm going to color my cat. So I'm going to bring my Stampin' Blends in here, and I am going to start with my peach pie. And if you've noticed my little labels, I do have those and have shared them on my blog. They are great for identifying the colors quickly and easily in our display racks. And so I'm going to fill in this first with the light. And then I'm going to come back and add some highlights, or some shading I should say, with the dark. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in the smoky slate, my light and dark, and I am going to color my cat. I'm going to start with my dark and then move to my light. And finally, I'm going to add the cat's nose with my basic black. And of course, I love our color lifter. If you go out of the line like I did here, we can just push that color right back in simply by using our color lifter. I've got that finished, and I'm ready to fussy cut my kitty. So by the miracle of video, I've got my cat done here, and I'm going to bring in my pieces. So I have run my basic white panel through the embossing folder with our plaid 3D embossing folder to add a little texture, and I'm going to adhere that to the card front. Now I'm using my multi-purpose for this because this is an aggressive embossing folder and I want to make sure it adheres nicely. If you're using your Stampin' Seal, make sure not to press too hard so that you don't flatten that beautiful panel. Next, I'm going to bring in the Peach Pie Designer Series paper, and I'm going to lay these out on my card front. I'm going to start with the first two here, and I'm going to place them kind of kittywampus on here and at different heights. This is our In Color Designer Series paper, and you've got 4 beautiful patterns, and we're going to show all 4 of them off with this project, but you can choose the size you want. And then I'm going to bring in my other 2 patterns, and I am going to lay them down and adhere. Got that one, and I'm going to tip this other one to the left so it's a little different direction. Like so. And then I'm going to bring my sentiment in here and decide where I want it. Now I'm going to cut this off here on the side and place my little kitty like so. So if I want to shorten this, I can. I'm going to take just a smidge off the end and adhere it to my card front. I'm doing this flat, like so. And then I'm going to flip my kitty over, and I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm using the minis here because I can tuck these in nicely where I'd like them without having to cut. I've got the backings off of my dimensionals now, and I am going to simply adhere that right down on my card front like so. At this point I can bring in my inside panel, adhere it, or simply place it inside for when I'm ready to send. So there you go, a sweet little card using the kitty from the Healings and Hugs stamp set in our 2024 in colors. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.